Command channel. We are going to build a button pass log cabin steam sauna. And today we're going to do the foundation, very simple, and then we'll start on the building, but only a little bit, and then we'll just do it in parts. So this series is going to show how to build that. Remember, it is the Mediocre Man channel, not the Expert Carpenter channel. Also, we're going to do some Shou Sugi Ban on the floor for the shed sauna, and possibly on the outside also. Remains to be seen. I don't have everything mapped out yet. So here we go. All right, so what you see me doing here is clearing some area and putting down some foundation blocks just to get them leveled. I'm using a 2x4 and a level to try and get them evened out both across from each other and then down the line from each other. Okay, so here I'm using a sliding miter saw to cut the main perimeter of the foundation. Using a sliding miter saw really makes it a lot easier. I highly recommend you buy one. You can get one for $200, even less, at the Harbor Freight. I went for the one with the 12-inch blade just so I have all my options, and it makes the job so much easier. So I highly recommend buying one of those. All right. Got a little morning fire going. So to connect these joists and to put together the border perimeter of this, I'm using these 8-inch screws. They're like timber locks, and they're used in place of lag bolts. They hold real good. Okay, so here now I'm connecting the floor joists with those 8-inch timber screws. The ones I showed in the picture are 10-inch. Those are used to connect the logs themselves, but for the joist I use the 8-inch. It's a little tricky because if you don't keep it straight, it's going to go outside the joist, and then you got to back it out and do it again. So you just got to really take your time and make sure they go in straight. It's a lot of work when you're doing it by yourself. It would be much easier if I had somebody to hold them in place. But as you can see, it's a solo build. Okay, so over here I'm connecting the plywood sheets. I used it's not quite 3/4 inch. You want to use 3/4 inch, but what they had at the store wasn't quite right, so I went just a hair under. Basically 2/3 of an inch with a tongue and groove should be fine. By the way, I spaced those joists out 16 inches on center, and connecting the plywood sheet, the first one, with a nail gun, using, I think it was 2.5 inch nails. And then I banged in the other sheet
into the groove, and then connected a 2x4 as a guide, and then shaved it off to size. Came out pretty good. All right, so here I'm starting to go ahead and put the actual body of the building, which is going to be a button pass log cabin. I'm using 2x6 by 8 foot, obviously trimmed down Douglas Fir beams. I would have preferred to use redwood, but it's just wood got really expensive right now. It's too expensive. So what I'm going to do with this is torch it, Shou Sugi Ban style, and stain it, and it's going to look super. It's going to be really neat when I'm done with it. I'm pretty confident about that. So I'm okay with the choice of wood. And as you can see with the button pass, you have them extend out about 6 inches and then butt up against it. And when you do it this way, it's really interesting. So I'm using 10-inch long screws to hold them in place. And then you just keep doing that. I do 4 for the foundation, and then 3 as they go, as the build goes. Each piece gets 3 screws. The smaller ones get 2 screws. And it's coming out really good. I'm very happy with it.
Cabin here, which is going to be a steam sauna. It's coming out pretty good. I got to say I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I'm not that good at this stuff, so the beauty of the button pass is each piece supports the other, and so it's a really interesting way of building because you don't need to frame, you don't need to insulate, you don't need to do the tongue and groove on the inside. It saves you a lot of steps. We'll have to stain it and seal it and do all that, but it's coming out really nice, and a couple little minor gaps which can be caulked and then covered with some trim. You won't even know they're there. So anyway, hope you like it. And so that's part 1 of the do-it-yourself sauna, steam sauna outdoor build. And like I said, we're going to be doing Shou Sugi Ban on the inside. We'll tattoo some kind of animal print on the inside, and this thing's going to look super cool. Super cool. Mediocre Man channel. Like, subscribe, you know the deal.